Wednesday morning, you know what to do. Tune into the podcast just for a few. I'll be your guide with tips for your trade. Business success, that's what we'll create. They call it private practice, a world of its own, where entrepreneurs thrive and dreams are grown. From marketing strategies to financial know-how, I'll share the secrets, come on and take a bow. Welcome to the Private Practice Podcast, where I'll help you thrive and we'll have a blast. Tune in every Wednesday, and you'll soon see your business success. It starts with me.
Welcome to another episode of the Private Practice Podcast. This is the Wednesday edition where you get business tips, tools, and strategies that you can implement straight away. These episodes I'm trying to do as bite-sized little pieces for you versus the Saturday episodes, which are a bit longer and have more private practice insights. So without any further ado, let's get on with it. Okay, so somebody in the group has been asking about how do we set up an automation in Halaxy so that we can send out some forms and things like that. And there seems to be a lot of confusion about it, but it's actually quite a straightforward process. Now, why do you want to do this and why should you be doing this? I absolutely recommend automating as much as you can in your private practice, whether it's now and you've already been in it and you're a seasoned pro, or if you're just thinking about starting your private practice, there's nothing stopping you right now from going and setting up a free account with Halaxy. I'm not affiliated with them, don't worry. They're just a software platform that I have always used because I find it really easy. I love it. It does everything for me, and they've got a free version, which I highly recommend if you are just starting out and you don't have cash flow yet, right? But you want to automate as much as you can so that you can be hands off. And I'll tell you why. In the beginning, automations just weren't a thing. When I first started using Halaxy all those years ago, everything was still very manual. I had to print off all of my forms, get clients to arrive 5 or 10 minutes early so they could complete them out in reception, and then I would ask the practice manager, hey, can you scan these into the file for me? And then I would take the client into the room, see the client, and then we'll go over all of the information. So things have changed now. It is 2024, and of course you can absolutely do more while you're doing less, but that doesn't really make sense. You can take the pressure off yourself, right? And that's going to give you back time with your clients, or time to work on the business, or maybe even time not to have anything to do with the business at all and go and get a massage or something. So let's go over what it is and how you do it. So with Halaxy, there are a few ways that you can send your intake forms. The few ways are that you can set it up to automatically send the forms by email straight away for all of your online bookings. This is what I absolutely recommend. The other thing that you can do is you can set it up so that all appointments get this intake form, and you set it up via a campaign. Again, it's email, of course, but it can be a bit tricky and a bit complicated if you're not tech savvy and you don't know what you're doing. So I would just say, let's stick with the first one. And then the last one is you can just manually send the forms, right? But who wants to do that? We're looking at how we get your time back. All right. So what do you need to do to get this automation set up? It is so easy. First off, you have to set up the patient intake form right from the beginning. And how do you do that? Super duper easy. All you're going to do is jump into the portal. You're going to click on settings, go to general, and then under the area there that says patient portal, you'll see an edit icon beside what says patient intake form. Okay, so all you're going to do is there'll be like a little bit of a pop-up there. Just make sure that you've enabled patient intake forms. You want to get two-factor authentication set up for this. So just make sure that it's enabled. I would always recommend that because it's people's private data. If you want to, you can put an expiry date on the intake form. You can label it if you wanted to, things like that, and then click save, right? So easy. Okay. When you've done that too, you also want to make sure that you have enabled your patient intake forms for online bookings, right? So you've got to have online bookings enabled in your calendar, like what we just spoke about, or I'll tell you about how to do that in a second. So hang on. To automate your online bookings, it's so easy. The first thing that you need to do is just jump into your profile, you go personal profile, then click directory preferences, and then under booking preferences for directory profile, click public, and you will see your personal directory listing there. Okay, click save. Now your profile's in the Halaxy directory, right? Easy. That's the first thing to do. And then you're going to go back and you're going to go into the left-hand menu where it says personal, click locations. And then beside your name, go to online bookings and profile preferences, click the edit. Okay, super easy. You'll see a section that says directory profile. It's got a whole lot of things underneath it. The very first one is show or hide. You want to make sure it says show. And then on the other side of the screen, it says online bookings. And underneath that will say enabled and disabled. You want to say enabled, okay? And then under the online booking section, just make sure that you've got everything set up to your requirements. And then in the payments section for online bookings, you can put no deposit, no payment, or you could say full payment required, you could say deposit required, or you could do card capture. I always recommend getting full payment for all online bookings. I know some people aren't okay with that. They prefer to, do things a little bit differently. The second option, I guess, would be to, at a minimum, get a 50% deposit. Why? Because as soon as money has been exchanged, that person is your client. And it increases the likelihood of attendance, them showing up, them doing the work, better engagement, better quality of client, less reschedules, less cancellations. It's all just better. It's better for you and for them. Okay. And then you're just going to click save, right? Easy peasy. You can absolutely do that, right? Not a problem. So you've done that. You've got your directory profile enabled. So easy. And then what you're going to do is go back to that little menu on the left-hand side, click on settings, click on general, and then you'll see the section that says patient portal. As I said before, you're just going to click that edit icon next to the patient intake form. Scroll down, make sure that the patient intake form is enabled. You'll see a pop-up under online booking. And so you want to make sure in this pop-up that automatic forms is on enabled. So make sure it doesn't say disabled, it needs to say enabled. Choose the patient intake form that you're using. And then you can make some customizations if you want to, don't have to, and then click save. I mean, how easy is this? And now what's going to happen is every single time you get a new booking, right? Because they only need to fill out this intake form once. Every time, so you set up an appointment, I would call your appointment new client booking, so that way it's only the new clients that get this intake form from you. And the intake form can include all kinds of things. It can include not only the intake form, but it could include an assessment. So Halaxy comes with a whole bunch of built-in assessments. You can easily send one of those out. You could send out a questionnaire. You could send out your welcome packet as well. All of this can go out in that initial automation, and they've paid for their first session. How cool is this? And then once they've done all of that, they're also going to get their confirmations, and you can set up free reminders by email as well. So pretty easy, pretty cool. So easy to do. If you get stuck using Halaxy and you need someone to help you with it, of course, if you're in any of my communities, just give me a shout out and I'll help you where I can. Also, there's an unofficial Halaxy user group that you can jump into, and they're an amazing bunch of people, really vibing community, very busy, very posts every day, very helpful, very supportive. So you can also get in there. And then lastly, of course, Halaxy has like this really amazing blog. So you should definitely go and check out the blogs. You can Google whatever it is that you want to do with your Halaxy account, and it will bring up the blog. And what I really like about it is every single blog has like a 1-minute video that shows you exactly what to do, and it's got written instructions underneath that you can usually click on, so I think it's just so easy. So here's your homework before next Wednesday. Set up your intake form. And if you have already set up your intake form and you want to do something else a little bit different, then what you could definitely do is maybe for all subsequent appointments, you send out something else to your clients. Like maybe it's going to be a Google form where they complete it before their next appointment, and it includes updates or reflections or things like that, right? You can get really fancy, make yourself some nice professional branded Google forms, and just have this go out every time they book a repeat appointment so that you've got a record there of what's going on for them. It's really nice for them too, and it's going to help them to get better results with their work with you, because #implementation. If we're not implementing things, then instead of being self-therapy, it becomes shelf therapy. We don't want that to happen for our beautiful clients or for you. We want you to become, or yours to become, the go-to practice in your area and in your niche. And this is just one cool way that you can enhance the user experience by automating a system for them, automating a process for them, and it benefits you too. I know. Do you love it so much? I could do this stuff all day long. In fact, it's why I do 2 podcast episodes a week. If you need help with something to do with the business or something to do with the practice, let me know. Simply send me an email, support@brooklynstorme.com. Let me know what you're wanting a bit of help with, and I will address it in an upcoming episode of the Private Practice Podcast Wednesday Business Tip Edition. Say that 10 times fast. In other news, I just wanted to say, if you can hear some noise in the background, excuse me, we're getting the pool filled in, and so as part of that, they've got to drill drainage holes. Like, it's all been drained, but they've got to drill these great big holes in the bottom of it, so you, like, quote unquote, can't fill it up after you've told the council that it's drained or something. So that's going on. Also, if you got my email on Monday this week, let me know if you're enjoying getting the free resources that I'm sending out. If you're not receiving the emails, 2 things. Number 1, you either haven't given me your email address, or my email has ended up in your spam or junk. So go and check. The email just comes from brooklynstorme.com. Or third, you've perhaps unsubscribed from one of my emails in the past, in which case I just can't resubscribe you. So if you want to get the emails again, that's fine. You just need to let me know and give me a different email address, and I can easy add you. Okay, so yeah, let me know if you're enjoying those free resources. I've been sending them out for about a month now, every Wednesday, and I can see people are downloading them and consuming them, which is all really fun. But yeah, let me know if it's something that you'd like me to continue to do, and if there's something in particular that you'd like to see included in one of those free resources for the emails. Have a wonderful week, and I'll see you in this Saturday edition of the podcast. Bye for now.
On a Wednesday morning, you know what to do. Tune into the podcast just for a few. I'll be your guide with tips for your trade. Business success, that's what we'll create. They call it private practice, a world of its own, where entrepreneurs thrive and dreams are grown. From marketing strategies to financial know-how, I'll share the secrets. Come on and take a bow. Welcome to the Private Practice Podcast, where I'll help you soon see your business success. It starts with me.